Timcast IRL will be live in Miami with Patrick Bet David, Donald Trump Jr., Matt Gaetz, and Luke Rudkowski. Join us there. Get your tickets by clicking the link in the description below or by going to timcast.com. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got some Schadenfreude for you from the Oregon Live. Nike to permanently close Northeast Portland factory store. Why? Because Nike went to the city and said, we need cops. And the city said, no, we're sorry, you're dealing with safety challenges. Let me see if I can find this. It's a really, here we go. Look at this. Look at Mayor Ted Wheeler said he was very disappointed with the news of Nike's community store closure and that his team and city had worked tirelessly and in good faith with Nike for almost a year to offer creative solutions to their safety challenges. That's what they call it. When mobs raid your store, when far-left extremists set fire to property all around your city and take apartment building over.
Whenever someone says they're doing something in good faith, that makes me feel like it's full of it. Like that they're full of it.
Like they're just making that up.
You don't need to tell me it's in good faith. If you tell me that, it's like you're virtue signaling and it's not really in good faith.
This is one of many stores that has been leaving Portland. Andy No, who's with Post Millennial, keeps reporting on this because he's been writing about this for years. What's going on with Antifa and the militants and like the horrible people who just want to destroy Portland. This one,
we got this story from the Post Millennial.
This is what I was thinking of. I just pulled this up on my phone.
We're gonna
Andy
lay.
And Katie worked on this.
We got multi-layered Schadenfreude. A guy who said, quote, please smash all my windows if it will be a step toward change, has announced that he must shut down his tap room.
Wait, do you see the quote where he says, we were successful in every way except financially? You moron.
What is it?
Damn fool.
Is that in here?
If you scroll down, it's in there.
So this is a leftist Portland business whose owner advocated for the city's destruction, announced he's closing his tap room after suffering significant financial losses since that time. The owner of Reverend's Nat's Hard Cider on Southeast 35th Division Street, who identifies as he, him on social media, thanks, Andy. Andy's always very good with pronouns, is permanently shuttering the doors to his tap room. The tap room's beverages are a former staple in the progressive city, now struggling with surging crime, homicides, and business closures following the Summer of Love.
That's what Jenny Durkin called it, the mayor of Seattle at the time.
The summer, yeah. She said the Summer of Love. That's right.
What a moron.
Where did he say that? We succeeded everywhere but financially?
It's in there. I know because I reviewed the story. It's in there somewhere.
Nope.
What happened to it?
It's a great quote if it's real.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Not he says, we've done so many things and made thousands of ciders. We were successful in every way but financial.
There it is.
Which is kind of important when you're a business, I would assume, but I guess not for everybody.
Well, it is apparently because he's closing his business. He has now failed to keep his business open.
Dude,
because he failed financially.
Businesses fail. Businesses fail. Okay, I don't want to rag on someone.
Please
that ran a business.
Smash all my windows if it will be a step toward change.
This is what I'm saying.
Said.
I'm not going to rag on someone because they went out of business. Right? Businesses fail all the time. Right. It's sad. People try, they don't make it. But my dude, you advocated for your business to fail. I'm proud of you, and I want to say I congratulate you on your success.
Yes, change was made.
Right?
Indeed. Not at the cash register.
Yeah, right, yes.
I just wonder
if he said that smashing out his windows will make a step toward change, he got exactly what he wanted. So he was right. So he succeeded.
Did he think people would like throw a brick through his window and then come in and be like, "Thank you so much, I'll buy a beer," or like whatever he's selling?
That's what people always think.
So ridiculous.
That's what people always think. They always think like, "Oh, I'm on board with you, so you will spare me." And there have been a number of stories that we've reported on of like far leftists who have small businesses, who advocate for BLM and Antifa, and then are surprised when, like, I think one woman got killed in a robbery, and her family was like, "No, but she wouldn't want anyone to go to prison for this." And it's like, they literally killed the woman.
Remember the comic from Shen where he was like, "My bike got stolen," but I imagine the guy who stole it is happier to have it than I am to lose it. So total happiness increased.
Right.
It's like, dude,
ridiculous.
That guy who stole your bike didn't think twice about it and hucked it for $20. He's not happy at all.
He doesn't care. He's maybe high now.
There was this.
So maybe he's happy.
There's this NPR story from a while ago where they said some businesses in Portland or different cities would hang like Black Lives Matter stuff in hopes
Seattle
of not,
would too during the Chaz thing.
In hopes of like not being attacked or not losing their business, and it was not a guarantee. They were just needing to signal it, even if they didn't believe it. I mean, this guy is such a character. I wonder what he'll do next. I find it interesting because there's no end goal for him now, right? Like, you had a business, it got destroyed. So now if you thought your business was serving your community, it's gone. And also you don't have a way to make money. So why would you go to this length to try and appeal to a mob that doesn't care about you? I'm thinking about Nike still, and Nike at one point earlier this year offered to pay police themselves to protect their stores.
That's right. That was in the story. And Portland was like, oh, you can't actually pay our police. We don't have enough of them.
We don't have enough, and also you can't do that. We don't want you to.
We defunded our police, and now not only do our police have less budget, but no one wants to be one. Because that was the way the defund the police movement was so successful, is no one wants to be a cop now. So there's a lot of resignations. And no one wants to join up.
I want to read some of this from the story. One tweet said, is, quote, please know whose windows you're breaking. Such a bad take, though. I think there's a distinction to be made between removing statues and breaking windows at a museum. Or am I missing some perspective? Ciderman says, just because you're doing a better job now than you've done in the past doesn't exclude you from a little bit of reckoning. Doesn't demand it either. But windows are windows. No, my friend, windows are a symbol of our security and safety and prosperity. Because before, you would have walls. And when we started putting up thin windows that could be shattered with a rock sitting right in front of it, that was a sign that we were honorable and secure. And we were not concerned that you could easily make your way into my building and steal everything I own. There are coffee shops, Starbucks, for instance. Yo, come on. Starbucks windows, I don't know. Maybe Starbucks buys bulletproof windows, but most windows are easily broken. And that means we shifted as a society towards lowering our security to a great degree because we trust each other and we function together. And these people exploit our goodwill with death and destruction. And they says, windows are windows. Then let's go back to putting up walls. Windowless stores. How about that? Brick.
Not just that, but like with the little slits so that we can shoot out at them.
Little panels for self-defense.
Yeah, like they did with the castles.
What are those called? Parapets?
Yeah, they're little parapets.
Holes,
the murder holes. Yeah, and that
but only in self-defense and in extreme cases where you're under threat.
If you vote for the right people.
If you vote for the right people.
The arrow slits, I think.
Yeah, the arrow slits. That's what I was thinking of.
So this feels like when you like qualify with a mob and when you like justify mob tactics and violent mob tactics, it's like someone that's like, oh, like Grizzly Man. Did you ever see that movie where he's like, it's a bear, just don't worry about it. I know how to love it. Right. It'll be different this time. And then the bear turns and eats him.
Of course the bear is going to eat you.
I didn't get too graphic about how he was devoured, but it wasn't face first. It was from the other direction.
Oh, so he was like alive being consumed?
Yes, usually that's how bears and wolves do it. Yep. Eat you alive.
Don't they go for the soft bits first, like the eyes?
They go for the butthole first.
Oh, good gravy.
What a weird fetish.
Wolves 100%. I imagine bears
get
true? Down. Yeah. That's what
up.
Rogan told me.
Joe Rogan said that?
And he is a wildlife expert.
He knows them wolves. But like you can't, I mean, you trust dirty, divisive, untrustworthy, and violent mob tactics.
I don't trust bears or wolves.
Yeah, to be like trusting a wild animal kind of. Mobs ain't trustworthy.
Shouldn't trust any wild
animal. And they don't care. Like they don't
That's what
care
it is.
about your little middle class lifestyle where you want to advocate for everybody to be.
Yeah, wild predators try to eat the butthole first.
Yeah.
Why?
There's so much flavor.
Soft, I guess.
I guess it is.
You right into the colon where there's like partially digested food and stuff.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
And then they go just all the way up.
Yeah.
Could you? Dude.
No, I can't.
That's wild.
I don't want to imagine that.
Well, this guy's building is being. This guy's.
He got eaten by the butthole.
No, his business is being devoured butthole first. Yeah.
But to be fair, he like took his pants off and bent over for them. He was like, "Yes, please."
Yeah.
Do you like my smell? I can't do this on TV.
He put like some hot sauce on it.
He was like, "No, it's good because if I offer to, you guys won't do this to me." I mean, this is like the strangest part of virtue signal culture at all, which is like, if I virtue signal, if I tell you that I'm on your side enough, nothing bad will happen to me because I'm on the right side of history, and that's not the case at all.
No. I hope a lesson is taken that if you diminish law enforcement in your area, that will slowly deplete the economic value of your area and then your business, if your business is there.
It will slowly and then very quickly deplete the entire area. And it's like nobody studied the French Revolution.
No,
you know,
of
like
course not.
doesn't everybody know like you can't control the mob? It doesn't matter how much you say they're on
No.
that you're on their side.
Nope.
Like, oh, we don't like the king either. Okay, well, your head's going in the basket too.
Yeah,
Have
exactly.
fun with that.
You would think that people would know that stuff, but they don't
Right,
pay
they
attention.
don't
I went
pay
to school in the
attention.
United States, and a lot of kids just didn't pay attention in class.
Just didn't
It
at
al-
all.
it
And
also
in
says-
2020, they were telling me I didn't know anything about history, but it's like you didn't pay attention to anything in history class. Like I know you didn't, but no, they don't.
I was there. I watched you
Yes,
just
literally.
become stupider and stupider.
literally.
Yeah.
So, feline predators, lions,
I love
leopards,
that you're
cheetahs,
really into this.
they
still.
they don't eat the stomachs
Going for the liver.
because the stomachs contain vegetation they can't digest, so they discard it,
Ah.
and then they go through the gut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of animals like wolves and vultures will go through the butt because they can pull out your guts.
Ow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
They go for the
fun.
butt. Thanks for that one, Ian.
Yeah,
that was
anytime.
I
relevant.
feel like I did learn
Very
something tonight,
relevant.
though. I'm actually glad you told me that.
I haven't seen Grizzly Man yet. Werner Herzog told Grizzly Man's mom not to watch it.
Oh,
Do you
I
know
never,
the story?
Yeah, I know the story well, and that's why I've never seen the film.
The guy and his girlfriend
Yep.
spent time with the woods with the bears, and then eventually, when the camera was on but the lens cap was covering it, you hear them both get devoured in real time, screaming, and him being like, "Help me!" Oh, yeah, it's awful.
Oh yeah, the guy who was living with the bears, right?
yeah,
that's
yeah.
him.
That's what I.
Why would you
girlfriend,
go
too.
around living with bears? I mean, there's a reason that we live in little towns and the bears live over there in the woods. And when the bears come down the street, like a bear came down my street the other day, and I heard about it, and I was like, I'm glad I was in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can have
was,
my trash. I'm staying over here in the house.
We went to the Outer Banks, North Carolina, and there's an area where you can go to see alligators and turtles and bears. And it was really cool. We saw turtles that were like this big, like 30-year-old turtles. A snapper was probably 30 years old. But then we saw 2 black bears, and one of them was 20 feet from the road. People pulled their cars over and just got out and started taking pictures. They're like
What
professional nature photographers. And this black bear, massive, like, wow. Like, it's big. I've seen black bears, all over the place. This guy was massive. And he was chilling, walking real slow, and then stopped and just sat for about 10 feet from a line of cars and just watched them. I posted a picture and I was like, bear seems fake AF. Like, it seriously looked like a guy in a suit, like 2 guys in a suit.
Like
pretending.
that zoo in China.
Is that
They did that for real?
No, I don't know. I'm not going to accuse
Everyone
China of
said
anything.
it was a real bear, though, the thing.
yeah.
I remember going to Great Adventure Safari in New Jersey, and I was driving around with my mom, and I was little, and I was like, Mom, what are those kangaroos doing? And she was like, oh my God, look away.
Trying to jump over each
I got
other.
one for you.
No,
Bears
well,
used to walk through my yard
Yeah,
when
that's what
when
they
I
were doing.
when I was in high school and stuff. And there was one it was very weird because you would see the bear and it had cubs one year, and then the next year the cubs were slightly bigger. And I have much younger siblings, so we used to have to send them out with air horns to play in the yard because you just don't know when the bears are going to be there and they're not going to be there.
I got
But you can't just keep kids inside all day.
when I was in
That's
sixth grade,
creepy, Hannah Claire.
Thank you. That was my rural upbringing.
Yeah.
I was in 6th grade. We went on a field trip. I can't remember which zoo we went to. It was one of the ones in Chicago. And we went to look at the baboons. And one of the baboons. Okay, wait, earmuffs.
I think I know where this is going.
For, for parents.
Earmuffs.
Yeah, you don't want your kids to listen. I mean, it's not
Okay.
that gross. It's gross though. But I don't think it's that inappropriate. But anyway, one of the baboons is just sitting there, and we're all looking over the edge, and then the baboon shoves his fingers up his ass and pulls out, matter, and then looks at it, sniffs his hand, and then smears it on the ground. And all the kids are watching. My teacher freaks out. She's like, Dad, don't look. It's like, we've seen it all. You can't, it's too late.
She was like, if one of you does this in class, I will be so mad.
Yeah, it was funny. Baboons are gross.
Are the baboons with the rainbow butts?
Yeah, the big butt.
Wild looking.
I don't like those guys.
What's up with that?
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with them.
They're just
Why
too
are-
uncanny,
Why
Yeah.
baboon rainbow butt?
Have you seen the video where there was during COVID, there's no tourists, so there's no food, and then someone threw like a Snickers bar, and then all of them run and go for it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You
don't
mean
wanna mess with
nobody
those
was
guys.
feeding them?
Well, so normally there are tourists throwing things that eat the
Oh,
garbage.
I see.
With no tourists, there's no food,
Right.
and that's also why the rats came out in New York City.
They were
And-
everywhere.
Oh yeah, just like huge groups running around because they were like, "There's no food anymore."
We better go find it.
Crazy.
We better go attack people.
Yo, I've seen some creepy rats in New York.
Rats are creepy in New York. Remember Pizza Rat? That was real.
Pizza rat?
Yeah.
What was that?
He like found a slice of pizza on the subway and he's like dragging it off.
Yeah.
He just needed a snack. You guys are so mean to him.
I saw a squirrel doing that once. It was awesome. It was just holding a huge slice of pizza, and I was like, yeah.
I saw a TikTok of a seagull going into a Whole Foods, pulling a sandwich out of its face.
Okay, and then it waits for the doors, and then someone tries to run up to it and is like,
for it.
but then afterwards, someone else is like, no, you shouldn't have a sandwich, and it's like, dude, leave me alone.
But if you're a seagull and you know how to steal a sandwich from Whole Foods,
You
like
deserve it.
that's your sandwich.
There's a video of a seagull walking. There's like a grocery store with like a bodega, and the door's open, and the seagull walks in, grabs a bag of chips, and walks out. Probably because the seagull recognized the bag, saw it on the ground
trash.
once,
Sure.
saw the food in it, saw it and they're like, hey, that's where it is. The seagull probably wasn't thinking I'm stealing. The seagull is thinking like, oh, look, another bag.
The seagull was
Seagull doesn't
thinking
understand
food.
currency.
Right. It was just literally food.
There's
It's just
sitting here.
operating in the system that it thinks we have created for it. And I feel
wait
like
until
we should give
bears
him
figure it
credit.
out.
The elephants figured it out. Did
no.
you see the video of the elephant stopping the car that's driving with all the sugar cane on it, and it like walks out onto the road and blocks it, and then grabs sugar cane off the truck?
Smart
Or, like,
elephant.
the
Well,
videos-
elephants are really smart.
Yeah.
The videos of bears breaking into houses and they like open the fridge and look around. Like they know you have something in there.
Oh yeah.
But not stealing. You can't charge them.
No, you can't arrest a bear. First off, the optics would be awful.
One of the cruel realities of life is that you can't cuddle with a bear, right?
Yeah.
Because you look at him and you're like, it's like a gigantic dog, just fluffy, but it will kill you.
Yeah, very easily.
It
will eat your butt.
Yeah, it's like a poisoned berry. It's like you want to eat like so good, but you can't.
Yeah, like marbles.
Delicious mushrooms.
Well, that's another one of those movies. Remember that guy who like was in Alaska? It was another sort of
Into
like
the Wild.
Into the Wild.
He ate the wrong
McCandless.
berries.
He ate the wrong berries.
Yeah.
And they found him way later.
Emil Hirsch.
Yeah.
He played
Yeah,
that
but
character.
now with
Wasn't that Sean
there's
Penn
an app.
directed that?
Oh,
I think so. There's McCandless.
Yeah.
I think it was just actually.
There's
Alex McCandless.
There's an app called Picture This that you can scan a plant and I'll tell you what it is.
That's smart.
I was thinking the last few days about how horrible it would be to be killed by a non-human animal. Like, what a waste of life. Like, what a lame ending it would be if
do
it
you
was
mean?
like some cheap non-human got me. Like
Like
with
if a
all this
squirrel bit you to death or
all this
something?
hell. I was thinking like a bear.
Non-human?
Yeah, like people that
You mean an
actually
They're just
Animal.
killed by an animal?
yeah, like a wolf or like a tiger. Like how much
that?
What about like a shark?
how much hatred? Like we've
Yeah.
been so desensitized from people getting killed by wild animals that we don't really fear them. But like
You should.
they
We
don't
don't?
care. Yeah, they
You
don't
should.
care about
You
you.
really,
They-
really should.
They don't have that.
We don't.
Well, I don't think people
fear wild animals.
I don't think they understand the horror that could come along with like coming upon a wolf or a bear.
Oh, I'm like
But that
terrified of wild animals.
That movie Cocaine Bear came out and people were like, yes, seems awful.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Okay, so they were
mean,
able
to
to
be fair-
propagandize people.
Yeah, they were
But like
I'm scared of
I've
people
been-
and animals.
I've been
you
so
know,
much
I'm
into
like a-
politics, like oh, it's human versus human in politics. All these humans. What if World War III and all the human, and then I'm like, dude, real talk. Like we were struggling against tigers for most of our existence.
A
What if-
regular
what if it's
conversation.
ants?
That would be
I am pretty afraid of ants. Did you ever see that movie Ants?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, yeah.
And
Where they're like working in the grasshoppers or oppressing them?
no, oh no, no.
A Bug's Life.
This is a totally different
oh,
movie.
are you talking about Bug's Life?
There's
This was-
ants and there's
same
Bug's
time.
Life.
No,
Yeah.
no. This is not an animated film. This
Ants
is
with
like
a
a
Z.
scary film.
Oh,
and it's,
no.
I remember watching it on Cinemax.
Oh no, never heard of this.
Right?
No idea.
So there was a construction site, and this woman is like in her bed, of course, because you have to have a naked woman in bed on Cinemax. And she's like in her bed, and suddenly there's ants coming in, and the ants swarm her and eat her alive.
This is Ants. It happened at Lakewood Manor.
I don't know what it was called. It was on Cinemax. I was 8 years old. I have no real idea.
I feel like-
I just remember this, and I remember the visuals. I remember the lighting. It had that sort of like 70s American cinema yellow. You know, that like yellow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it looked like that.
News you can use.
that brown.
And she was
wood
like,
paneling.
like that.
ants and also being swarmed by bees. Like being stung to death would just be awful.
No, not bees.
Yeah.
Wasps.
Wasps
Yes,
are
wasps.
pretty
Bees,
bad.
bees are good people. Like so, we
They're
have
doing
we
the
have
best they
we have
can.
a cherry tree, and when it comes into bloom or whatever, it's a what is it? It's a I don't know. Yeah, it's cherry tree. So it does cherry blossoms. It's crazy, and then you can hear loud buzzing. There's so many bees. Bees got no beef. You walk right past them, you can like wave, and they're like, "Yo, what up?"
Yeah.
It's the wasps that
It's-
chase you down.
Though they're mean. Those are mean fuckers. Oh, excuse me.
I don't know if they really are mean. I don't get that.
We're off the
Wasps are.
show,
Yeah.
Libby.
I get the
know,
vibe that they're
he's
more.
gonna turn it off
They're
now.
inquisitive. They'll fly down right in front of your face, really aggressively, and stare at you. and then
Wasps?
they'll fly off. Yeah. And if you freak out, then they might freak out. But they're like aggressively patrolling.
No,
I got stung over the summer by like a hornet or a yellow jacket or something on my finger, and it started to swell. It took like 24 hours, and then it was so itchy. But if you itch it, it then, as I learned, goes down the rest of your hand.
No.
And I can't imagine if you had like 1,000 of them descend on you, and then you're in pain, but also you begin to itch, and itching only makes it worse. This seems like a nightmare.
What did you do to treat it? Baking soda? Like
Or
water?
like chamomile,
Oh.
chamomile, not chamomile. And then I just tried to not scratch it. I wore gloves for
Not
several days.
Chamomile? What's that?
Chamomile lotion.
Calamine.
Oh,
Calamine.
calamine.
Thank you. I don't know
Calamine
what I'm
lotion.
talking about. Nobody take
Chamomile.
advice
I
from me.
was like thinking like, oh, did you just brew a bunch of tea and then like you stick
I
your
just don't
hand
know what
in?
I'm talking-
And I was thinking like this is some
I'm,
sort
like,
of
picturing
interesting
the-
rural home remedy from Hannah Claire.
The bears in my yard
Right.
told me about
That's
it.
what I was thinking. And then she brewed some dandelion tea, and the colors were amazing.
I wish. No, that wasn't it. I will say, I think it depends on where you live. Because I think when you're saying, like, if you live in a city and you're not interacting with animals, maybe you don't think about them. But if you live in a rural area and you hike a lot, the first question I get all the time is, but what happens if we run into a bear? And that's a legitimate question in a lot of areas. The same thing with,
do you bring like a shotgun or something? Like, what do you?
I do nothing. I go unprepared. But I know I like to hike with people who will go armed. Another reason we should support the 2A guys. They're always the first people to think, I will come with a gun just in case. Or
Case
some
of
people...
bees?
Pardon?
Case of bees?
Case of
To
bears?
shoot at the bees.
Oh,
Maybe
bears.
a really
Shoot at
good
the
shot
bees.
would do the bees. Can you imagine? I would love to hike with a 2A person who could shoot down a wasp.
We did get these.
swarm of
We got
wasps.
these amazing water guns this summer. Me and my son, and they basically shoot water like it's buckshot. It's white.
Like,
That's
it's
what
that
I'll hike
hard?
with.
So it just
yeah.
sprays water?
But it doesn't spray. It like turns
Shoots
every little
beads.
droplet into like a bead.
Does it hurt?
wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So when you get shot with it, you're like, ah. And then even once you're soaked, you don't want to get shot with it because it hurts.
Water is a drill.
Yeah.
It's like one of the best drills known to man.
The water pressure.
Yeah, you can cut
I
through a
watched-
diamond with
Just
it.
look at the
Yeah.
Grand Canyon.
High pressure water. I watch those videos on Instagram where they put a screwdriver and then the water slices the screwdriver in half.
No way.
The metal and everything. It's
Crazy.
Yeah,
That's
bifurcate.
wild.
Yeah.
I
News
saw
you can
this weird
use.
water spout coming out of a river the other day. Did you see that? It was like
No.
it was like some stupid Instagram thing, But it was like a water
yeah, it
spout.
was-
Did you see? It was like some Russian river,
There was
it
like
just-
flooding and stuff.
and it just like went up into the sky.
Yeah. There's a thing that happens over the Great Lakes when there's like a tornado. It sucks the water up and then drops it or something like this.
Do it like a big splash.
Like a 12-foot wave will like slam over the
Wow.
over the highway or whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like a mini tsunami.
Unless you're on the highway, then it's
yeah.
very bad.
That's
I
not
mean,
good
not
then,
really.
yeah.
You get splashed by water and you're like, wow, that was crazy.
It's an actual thing,
It's
a
like
water
a
spout.
real life Disney ride.
Yeah, like a
Right.
water spout forms. I could be wrong about this. This is what I'm growing up in Chicago, so they say, because you're driving on Lakeshore Drive, you get really close to the water sometimes. And if there's like a water spout somewhere, it can pull water back and then drop it or something like that. I don't know enough about it.
Cool. Is it just like a water tornado?
Yeah. And it pulls water up or something. Like it sucks it up. And then
That
water.
sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Weather.
Science,
really
man, it's
hot.
crazy.
The best. Well, that's why we need guns, is to protect ourselves from wild animals. That was my
I
point.
think we need guns to protect ourselves from the weather. That'll
we got
that'll fix
raindrops.
climate change, right?
You need
We'll just,
lasers
like-
to defend against wasps and
Yes.
raindrops.
There-
Actually, a good laser might actually protect you from a wasp.
Like an array of lasers that could shoot like 9 beams at once that has auto tracking and targeting.
Now we're like Dr.
Well,
Evil. We're all just
I mean,
like-
they have those lasers that can light a match head or pop a balloon. I imagine if you pointed that at a bug, the bug would not be very happy.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you can also just use like Axe body spray and a lighter, but
No, that you can't control that well enough. With a laser, you
No,
can just like
definitely
point
not.
it, and then the bug might just fall off like
Yeah,
the wall.
true.
Or
But the
whatever.
Axe body spray method is more fun and terrifying when you're
yeah, but very
13.
dangerous. Okay.
Yes,
Like-
don't do it. It's
And,
bad.
No,
this,
don't
and
do
this is
that,
big
guys.
too because there's like with all the wildfires that have been happening all over the place. This is really crazy. It rains at Burning Man. It was flooding in Vegas a couple times, and then out here we haven't gotten rain in a minute. It rained last night for like the first time in a while, we went through a couple weeks without any rain.
We got hit on
I think
Friday.
the-
for
and we
20
got
minutes.
told that it was really dry, and so there was a high risk of fires. Which is scary.
But now we're going to get
That
a
is
ton of
scary.
storms because of all the
Right.
hurricanes coming up. I think
That's great.
the storm at Burning Man, which no one predicted, is just God testing the pagans. I think that he's like, how much do you like this?
Testing?
Dude, I think a lot of
for sure.
people believe that. Like, truly believe
I
it.
fundamentally, I was talking about this with Liz Wheeler last week. I think that he's not happy with them, and he thinks, if you guys are gonna put up, what was it, the Chapel of Babel at the beginning, we'll just see.
They also put up like a big praise Ukraine thing.
God's unhappy about it. That's all I have to say.
What's amazing is that they're pagan, peace-loving warmongers.
There's something about being enlightened and then going to be enlightened with other people that are enlightened, as opposed to going somewhere completely unenlightened, just going somewhere to seek enlightenment. And I think a lot of people are going to Burning Man because they want to become enlightened, not because they are.
I think they want to be able to say they went to Burning Man. They want to seem cool, but they are actually not interested. I mean,
Burning Man has been douchey since the 90s.
I don't want to speak like ubiquitously. There are probably some people there who are seeking enlightenment, whatever else, but I think the majority of people are going, it is, the Coachella of, non-musical gathering.
I could see how God would smite that. People that, like,
that's what I'm saying. I think he was unhappy. I don't think he's smiting it. I just think he's like, let's see how committed you are to this bit, team.
And the Jeep stuck in the mud that can never get out because it turns to concrete.
It's just going to be like an auto graveyard.
It reminds me of Cadillac Ranch out in, I think it's near Amarillo, Texas.
Have you gone a bunch of times?
I've been once.
Once.
In 2008.
Yeah. How was it?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I took mushrooms for like 7 days straight. We had a big bag at camp, and I'd just walk around, and every time I'd start, the high would start to change. I'd come back and eat some more and keep walking, and it was start your day at like 3 p.m. because the sunlight, you want to kind of miss the sun, and then you're up till like 7 a.m. every day. It's an all-night party, just blasting music and lights.
Not
and
this year.
Psychedelics. And
God said no.
Nope. Take a bike, you just drop it on the ground and keep walking, find another bike, pick it up and use it. It's pretty
that
cool.
Sounds terrible.
It's cool if you're single and you want to take a lot of psychedelics. That's about it.
I'd just be pissed if somebody kept stealing my bike.
Yeah, there's no stealing.
I wouldn't
Everything
like
you
that.
take there is going to be taken. Just
That sounds terrible.
So don't take your phone. It'll probably get it might get
could
sand
never-
damage too. So you got to watch out for sand damage on any equipment you're taking.
And you got to wear masks, right? Because all the alkali dust.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like good sealant masks, because the dust, you'll get these whiteout storms will kick on, and you won't be able to see further than like 3 feet in front of you. So
Sounds
it's white.
awful.
It'll
It
get
really
in your
sounds
mask.
like pure hell.
It's
I'm
all
so
about
glad I
psychedelics,
never
really.
got
Maybe people go and don't do psychedelics, and they're just like, it's the experience of
Now
being
it's
with
a
the
bunch
people.
of
But
rich people with private planes who fly in and have RVs deliver, then put up stages, and they're like, "Woo!"
It's cool, like,
dude, do
You
it
saw
somewhere
the
else.
Climate
They do.
protesters, Extinction Rebellion
Oh, yeah.
went out
Yeah.
there, stopping up traffic.
People don't
for, like,
realize they
10
literally
miles.
have like an airport there. Like they land planes outside there, and then they go into like this own little hermetically sealed tent. It's not what everyone thinks it is.
It's
anymore.
like super glamping.
Yeah,
right?
it literally
Yeah.
is. Literally.
dude, you'll be walking, and it'll be like just desert, black, like dust and
Yeah.
dark, and then there'll be a building, and you'll be like, "What the fuck is this?" And you walk up to it like a bunch of, and you walk in, and it's like a bar fully set up. Like I went to this one, it was a vampire bar. They had vials of blood around their neck. They were like
Oh,
grinding on the
sounds
stage.
terrible.
They had filed their teeth, and they were taking people's weapons.
Why did God not smite this sooner?
It was
I
like
don't
dark
understand.
and red. It was
is a good
smoky in
question.
there. Like, what? This exists? And everyone they had to give their weapons. If anyone had like was carrying I don't know what kind of weapons.
And then would other people just pick them up and keep moving, just like with the bikes?
Oh, I didn't see what happened, but I had a flashlight on me, a really bright one, and they didn't take it. And I felt like a Jedi. Like they didn't see my lightsaber as a weapon, because if it hit the fan, I had something to blind people with in the dark. And I felt like I was like armed.
Yeah.
I felt it was kind of cool feeling.
Yeah. Especially when you have people who are filing their teeth and drinking blood.
It was nuts. People like that really exist.
Yeah.
well,
they do.
you know, that's like part of there's like this, where is it in Africa? And they have this like the big salt flats and everything, and people like mine salt, and their teeth get really soft, and they can file them down. Oh,
That's
God.
wild.
Teeth freak me out. I'm sorry.
I got a dentist appointment tomorrow.
Yeah.
It actually hasn't been bad at all. I was avoiding it for years and years because of the pain, and now I'm like, dude, it's pain is temporal.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.